Welcome back to the Livin' in Sedona channel. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Cami. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss another one of our videos on what it's like to live, visit, explore Sedona and the Verde Valley area. Today we're going to be visiting the town of Cottonwood, and actually, it's going to be the start of about a 5-week series. We're going to be doing visiting every town in the Verde Valley area to give you more ideas and places to see outside of Sedona if, you know, the budget for you is not really fitting Sedona, whether you're living there or visiting. But anyway, today we're going to be in Cottonwood, so stick around while we warm up our hands because it's cold today, and we'll get started right after this. Say this too often, you guys, in Arizona, but it's like 30 degrees this morning, and so I'm bundled up. Greg's freezing his hands off right now because he's holding the camera, and we are right off I like to tell you where I'm at. We are right off of 89A, off of Rocking Chair Road, and off of that road there are several trailheads. Don't even ask me the names of these trails because this is not really my forte, hiking in Cottonwood, although you can do it. There are many trails throughout the whole Verde Valley area, but it's just not really the place that I go to hike. But I wanted to tell you where I was because behind me, you see Mingus Mountain, and it is a beautiful site, and Cottonwood sits at the base of Mingus Mountain, but you also, hopefully Greg will get a span of this, you can actually see down to the Sycamore Canyon, which I'm hoping to do a video this spring in, and you can still see Sedona from this spot. And I think that's what's really attracting people to Cottonwood, is because it's located just 20 minutes outside of Sedona, and so the price point, whether you're visiting or whether you're purchasing, is a lot less expensive than in Sedona, and you get great views. You can still see Sedona. You have the Mingus Mountains behind you, well, usually, because that's how the homes are sitting. But you just have, it just really boasts some beautiful views as well as Sedona does. So it's just a little different. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Cottonwood. Well, let me tell you first this story. The reason why I was thinking about this was, you know, when I was a kid and we would go on vacation, it would irritate me to no end that we were like not right in the hub of things. You know, like when we went to Mackinac Island, I was like, why are we not staying at the Grand Hotel? Like we should be staying on the island. Why are we staying on the mainland and having to take a ferry in and, you know, do all that? Or why are we not staying at the beachfront property, right? Well, what was my parents' response? It's too expensive. We can't afford that. And that's kind of like staying in Cottonwood. People are, you know, choosing to stay in Cottonwood when they're visiting Sedona because it's cheaper. It's kind of on the outskirts. You're not dealing so much with the high tourist traffic and all of that. And believe it or not, because of that happening, Cottonwood is considered to be the next up-and-coming Sedona. I'm not really sure how I feel about that because my heart is in Sedona so much, but a lot of people are liking Cottonwood for that simple fact. So I don't know, you'll have to tell me what you think about that comment. I'm not really sure I'm jiving with it, but let me tell you a little bit about Cottonwood. It is a small town. It's located in central Arizona. Population is around 12,000 residents. The town spans roughly 16 square miles. Again, covered, surrounded by beautiful, beautiful scenery. In recent years, Cottonwood has really grown. it's becoming very popular among artists, the outdoor people who want to be, you know, hiking and biking and off-roading. So that's becoming very popular. It's also becoming very popular with the wine lovers. Old Town Cottonwood is just really buzzing right now with, like, you know, boutique shops and lots of new restaurants. And hopefully I'm showing you a picture right now of the Merkins restaurant, which is sitting on top of the hill that is surrounded by the vineyard, which is really a cool spot. But it sits right in the middle of Old Town Cottonwood, and so a lot of people are visiting there and really loving it. What really makes, I think, Cottonwood appealing to people is really the convenience of it. What I mean by that is, in Sedona, you don't have the big box stores, you don't have fast food restaurants outside of McDonald's and Subway, but in Cottonwood, you've got the big name retailers that you're probably used to in other areas of the country. So Cottonwood has a Home Depot and a Walmart, Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware has, you know, those big name box stores. We don't have a Target. Target, this is my invitation to come. Also, I think that if you have a favorite coffee, whether you're a Starbucks fan, Dunkin' Donuts fan, Dutch Brothers fan, the Human Coffee Bean fan, or Fire Creek, they got you covered. They are all here. So, you know, I think that Cottonwood offers those conveniences that, you know, Sedona's trying to maintain that small town boutique-y feel, and Cottonwood kind of blends both of those. You've got the fast food stores or restaurants that you're all, you know, used to. So if you need a Taco Bell run at, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's here. So I think that that's one thing that appeals to people about Cottonwood is they've got modern conveniences that Sedona doesn't necessarily have. Tourism and hospitality are really the key drivers of Cottonwood's economy. The town is obviously known for its booming wine industry, and the Verde Valley is being recognized as an official American viticulture. So besides the tourism, retail and healthcare are starting to play a role in that. We do have a hospital here, and I get like not very nice comments from the residents about the healthcare here. And, you know, I try to be positive about this. I know it's not, you know, the Cleveland Clinic. Okay, I say that because that's where I used to work in Ohio. But they're trying. I think they are recruiting healthcare providers from all parts of the country. I mean, I've met people, healthcare providers that have come from Iowa and Ohio. Actually met some doctors that worked at the same facility that I worked at. So I think they're really, really trying to bring quality healthcare to this area, but know that there is a hospital here in Cottonwood, and they're bringing all of the major healthcare disciplines into this area. So I think that although it might not be great right now, it's trying to be improved, and they're working on that. The real estate here is a little bit higher than the national average. It's about 4% higher. It's actually gone up a little bit. I've heard some people say 3%, and I was just pulling some reports today off of the MLS, and it's gone up a little bit. So it's around 4% higher than the national average. And then the cost of living is, what did I have here? 16% higher than the national average. So we're going to take a drive through some of the neighborhoods real quick for you so you can see what it's like here. There is a variety of different ways to live here. If you want to live in a gated community, they do have those. If you want to live in an area that's kind of like a neighborhood with no HOA, that's an option. There are a couple of 55 and older communities, which I'm not going to talk about today. And there are gated communities. If I did mention that, did I mention that? Yeah, okay. There's also, I think, a little bit more of rental space, meaning there's more rental apartment complexes. And one of those is actually located right across the street from the hospital. They just put in this huge complex. I don't know, there must be like 300 apartments there. But they filled up quickly. So there definitely is a lot more rental opportunities in Cottonwood than there are in Sedona. And a lot of people, if you're looking to visit, a lot of people are using their homes now as Airbnbs. So you definitely would be able to find some homes on Airbnb that are located in Cottonwood for sure.
So starting on the northwest side of Cottonwood, as you are heading to Clarkdale, we're going to stop at Cottonwood Ranch. A lot of people like Cottonwood Ranch because of the location and the amenities. This subdivision is not a gated community, but it is located really at the base of the mountain, Mingus Mountain. It is near the airport, so you do have some of that noise, the airport noise, but you do have a lot of amenities living here. You have a pool, a spa, barbecue grills, bocce ball, exercise rooms, lots of activities, lots of little community, like hiking groups and just activities galore. As you can see, depending on where the home is located in the subdivision, you not only have views of Mingus Mountain, but you have views of Sedona. The homes are smaller in size, meaning most of them are under 2,000 square feet. The lots are a little smaller as well, as you can see, and they're not, they're not larger lots. So that is one drawback to this area. The other thing that I don't really particularly like about this subdivision is I do feel like all the homes look the same, and that's not something that appeals to me. But if it appeals to you, then this might be a great subdivision for you to consider. So the next place we're going to drive through is the Verde Villages. They are located on the south side of Cottonwood off of 260, just as you're heading towards Camp Verde. There are 8 sections to the Verde Villages. The sections 1 through 3 are manufactured homes, and then the remaining sections are stick-built homes. There's a couple things I like about this area. The biggest one being that all of the homes are different. They're not all congruent. They don't all look the same. There's some provision for individuality here, and I like that. The one thing I don't care for about is it does not have an HOA, so I know a lot of people like that, and there are advantages and disadvantages to HOA, as we know, but I do feel that you don't really have control over your neighbor having like a ton of cars sitting in their neighborhood or in their front yard, or just, the type of fence that they have put up. I'm not a fan of chain link fences, so that would bother me. But I do like the location. I think the homes are definitely going through that transition phase where people are moving in and fixing them up. And so there is a lot of room for, entering the market here and putting your stamp on the house that you want. But it's an option. Last stop that we're going to drive through is Quail Canyon. This is a gated community located on the southeast side of Cottonwood. And because of its location, it really provides really great views of not only Mingus Mountain, but as Sedona. Again, it would be far views from Sedona, but some of these homes do have really nice views. I wanted to make mention this video is being recorded during the month of December and very end of December. It is very, very barren looking right now. I just want to make note of that because I'm looking at this video and everything looks very dry. We have had one of the lowest amounts of precipitation this winter. And so things look very dry right now and dead, not as green as they normally look. So I just wanted to make mention that if you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh, I definitely don't want to live there because it looks like the desert, this is definitely been a low year for precipitation, but everything looks kind of dry right now. So these homes, these lots in Quail Canyon are larger, 1.5 to 3 acre lots. These homes are newer, and they're larger. They also do have an HOA, which I think you would expect if you had a gated community. And I believe this HOA is quite high. I mean, it might be like $1,500 a year. I can't remember, but the homes are newer, the lots are larger, and you do have really good views of Mingus Mountain. As you can see, the subdivision literally sits at the base of the mountain, so you really do have great views of Mingus Mountain for sure. And then as we'll be leaving the subdivision, you'll see some of the lots right here. We're turning, you can see the red rock, and that is Sedona in the far off there. They're like this house right here, the back of their house faces Sedona. So their front view would be Mingus Mountain, their back view would be Sedona. And some people really enjoy having both of those views from the front and the back of their home.
So is Cottonwood, Arizona the next Sedona? Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Make sure you stick around for the next few weeks. We're going to be, again, doing the different towns in the Verde Valley. I do want to make mention that we won't be doing one on Cornville, and that is because I've already done one on Cornville. So we're going to put that in the notes somewhere on the screen that you can just click on that because I consider Cornville to be the better place to live outside of Sedona, and so I did a video on that. And so if you want to check that out, make sure you do, and make it a great day at Living in Sedona, and I'll see you next week.